welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have a challenger REK'SAI. We've had a lot of Grandmaster, Master tier games recently, and sometimes it's nice to look at a bit of perfection, although not without our struggles. We are against a Kindred, Karma, Seraphine, and Janna. So if you hate the quote-unquote e-girl champions or enchanters in general, yeah, here we go. And of course we've got Yu Wukong in the top lane. We have a Maokai top lane as well. That's a tree. He's kind of a champion in the game. You might not know because you haven't seen him for so long. Regardless, we are REK'SAI. We have business to do, shark business in this particular game, and we're against a Kindred, so without our E, this can be kind of annoying. How we navigate it, how we thrive, and how we carry, coming up. There's no intro, so runes on your screen now. Match history in the description as well. We have a Graves mid lane also, and a Karthus bot lane. So the buffs to Karthus are great for jungling. They didn't really impact bot lane at all, where he's already kind of strong, although Vega V2 is really on the please buff mid lane Karthus strategy, and that's just how we say things in EU. Although, of course, as you mostly will know, it is in fact Karthus. Anyway, we are starting on the blue this time, because most people will expect us to start red, throwing a little bit of wrinkle into the early game plan versus a Kindred is very, very good, but at this stage, I do enjoy leaving a ward on my red or opposite buff when I'm playing Kindred, because now basically Kindred's gonna go for this, right? You can see the pings. We all know it. Or maybe not go for it, but think about it. In this case, we see the Krogs are gone, obviously, but REK'SAI has got to think about the fact that Kindreds do enjoy a juicy red buff into Grump Invade, and that's where those pings are going. But they know that, of course, there was a leash. Bot lane here will know that there was a leash, and they're going straight all in level 1. Kindred could rotate to this to try and make something happen, but a lot of junglers, as most of you know, just simply won't. And don't, although they probably should. Rex, in the meantime, has finished Wolves and is going up, so while we watch that little bit of drama in the bottom lane, we carry on about our business. We skip the Raptors here. Why? Because Kindred could also look to do a delayed invade on this, knowing that most junglers will like to 5 and 6 camp now, even REK'SAI. Yes, that's right. So this is excellent strategy by the REK'SAI. Kindred does finish the Raptors and then goes to the bottom lane. So this is where bot lanes can get really caught out, because, I mean, obviously they could have simply gone straight to the bottom lane, but they're obviously already well on their way to Raptors, which means, is Kindred coming? Are they just going to the top side? Nobody knows. So, delayed rotation to the bot lane, Karthus dies, and now REK'SAI can say, I did my red, I'm going to steal the blue now. Kindred, obviously, we would know, is now going to look for different kinds of plays. So, Graves hugs the top side of the lane, which is very, very good. RNG blesses the bottom side crab, although at this point, the REK'SAI is just kind of enjoying oneself in the blue side jungle as you can. Remember, it's always better to take what you can outside and roll before moving back to your inner camps, you know? Like, don't do your Raptors and then go for this. Always go straight for the blue side. Here, Kindred was hanging around on the bottom side, 16 CS, we know this is gone. REK'SAI has no smite, but we do have shield removal. Ward to protect our flank as we go for this. We're gonna use our body to shield us from the Kindred to the crab, but at this point, Kindred knows it's most likely gone and everything is gone. Excellent ward here as well, so we do get benefit for saving that trinket. And now, of course, Kindred has nothing to do, pushing top lane. What do we do as REK'SAI? We track, predict, and set up a counter gank using our pre-planted tunnel. Having a quick look, Tremor Sense, Maokai wards, there's Kindred again, nothing, excellent. Just shadowing. Just simply looking for good old-fashioned pressure. And here we can, now we can invade this. Here we go. Hello, were you on Wolves? Let me just give you a hello. Max chunk on the E there. Conqueror is now fully stacked. We can order. We do have flash, Q up available, but with Kindred having flash and mid lane, of course, rotating, plus the monkey in the top lane, we don't want to overcommit there. That chunk is absolutely fine. And now we can fall back with smite to secure this Raptor and deny a mark. So Kindred will have another one in 45 seconds, but that one will not be there. Now, why do Krugs? Don't do Krugs. A lot of people do Krugs. No, don't do Krugs. Kindred, bottom side, reset. It's going to go to the bottom side now. Sorry, it's going to reset and then go to the bottom side. So what we want to do is reset as well, get our serrated Dirk, shadow, and be ready to counter gank on the bottom lane. Very good pathing here. Hey, look, a mark. Hey, look, no mark. And that's why as well. Now, at this point, we're kind of shadowing again, expecting Kindred, maybe Raptors, Krugs, maybe Krugs, Raptors, and then bot lane again. We do have control ward. We are patrolling the rivers like a shark is meant to, using a bit of the fog of war gap here. Good E through the wall there, just on the side there to clip it. Flash knock up on the Seraphine. We are able to kill the Janna. In the meantime, Seraphine also dies. You might not like it, but this is what jungling perfection looks like. Really well played by this challenger REK'SAI. Really, really well played. Good reads, good wards, good reactions, good ganks, good pathing, good fog of war abuse. And now what is Kindred going to do? Use the Prey Seeker to seek prey, as it were, and we get the bottom RNG scuttle. You could simply look to do Drake here. I think this is a logical move, just because it's such a good dragon as well, and it's obviously very strong to do solo. We do have a bot lane here. Kindred has no choice but to go topside. We see it. 32 CS. We saw 16 mid lane on that first rotation when they cross over after Crab. So they've done 4 camps subsequent, which means you can kind of track that as well. In the meantime, REK'SAI. Off we go. Red buff is spawning. Karma is mid lane, and well, that means we're gonna yonk this. Now Kindred most likely will go and steal all camps on the top side. Keep your eyes open for any fog of war mishaps by junglers in your elo, because that's exactly what will happen. Our Rakan uses that sneaky Prior to rotate with us. We created the Prior, might as well help us. And the mark goes off on the Raptors. Graves now uses that Gravesness to check the Raptors just to see if Kindred might have been waiting around for that, and we go directly to it just in case. I kind of like this. Okay, I accidentally pressed the stop recording button while I was speaking. So what I was just saying was that everyone will kind of coalesce onto a Kindred mark to deny it, especially if it's predictable. And when you are Kindred, your team doesn't do the same. So it's kind of a, you know, my Kindred, their Kindred, my team, their team thing. Scuttle Crab syndrome. So we go back to base here. We do have a Warhammer plant is hit over here. We have here a Seraphine versus a Janna. Rakana's going to go in. Not really going to hit anything. Karthus tries the W slow and shred. And we decide to cut down, basically, here. We just decide to cut down. Now, the Kindred is one that we haven't really seen too much of lately. And basically, we're just kind of shadowing. And at this point, you don't have 100% knowledge of where they might be at any given moment. You know, like if in low elo, what will happen is, there we go. See, this is what this is the visual confirm we need. And my point was, in Challenger, yes, they will kind of show up a decent amount through Fog of War and, you know, F keys and lanes, and you will see little give and goes. But in low elo, mid elo with a Kindred, sometimes you just might not see them. Literally, this whole time you could not have seen them, and you're just waiting for this confirm to see where they are. And it's kind of just playing off of your predictions and doing what you can. But at the end, react to the information you have, use a bit of that prediction, and of course, when they do show top lane, relax, and now we can carry on with our tracking. At this point, I think pretty much just giving away that Herald. Gonna move into the red side jungle just to see if there's anything we can do. We can also dive this with our ultimate. So, bit of patience, bit of patience, bit of patience. Hit this, here we go. This is what we want to do, you see? We saw Kindred top lane. Now they could reset and collapse on us here. They could also just take blue side, do Herald. But obviously in this elo, you expect decent things to happen, equal and opposite to happen quite frequently. Obviously, Seraphine pressing the button. We are, oh, stopwatch by the bird. I thought he was going to die. Well, the Karthus died. Seraphine and Janna are a difficult dive. That's no secret. Kindred takes the Void Beetle as well. And now that mark on the Raptors plus the red being available means Kindred most likely can go yeet that and then look for top lane, mid lane action. So what REK'SAI is going to do is say, thank you, I shall take some plates. Dankeschön. And now, you could do the Evelyn strategy of super trapping here. Here we go. Praise Seeker activated. There we go. E into the knockup. And that'll just be an absolute swipe twirly death. I like it. We got a bit of pseudo delayed vertical jungling here. You can track the mark as well. That mark will disappear after 15 odd seconds. So you can kind of say, okay, right, Kindred took that, and it's not really nice, is it? They really need to shift this Kindred minigame. I really hate it. I think it would be better in a bone tooth kind of way, yeah? Because, let's see. I don't know, you could double the stacks given to champions when you secure them and kind of remove the monsters. I don't know, I had a good idea recently, but I've kind of just shelved it. I need to revisit it and maybe make a video about it at some point. But yeah, definitely needs to be reworked. Regardless, business is completed on the bottom lane. We're going to reset here. No point going top lane, assuming and knowing that those Raptors are gone. You might anticipate that the red is gone as well. So no point. Let's just get the highest tier Grump, deny that mark as well, and shut a bot lane. Repeat and abuse. Kindred. Hello, Vigats. And then they're going again. They're going top lane. There's too many Seraphines and Jannas on the enemy team. Kindred's going mid lane, looking to gank the Graves here. We're going to try and dive this again, but obviously you got to be cautious. REK'SAI would have wanted to do that before the Seraphines ulters up. Good control ward. Very good control ward when you're being invaded. Kindred not forced to go the long way around. It's going to lose camps. What's going to happen here? Let's have a look. Because we have Maokai stealing that, right? And Dragon coming up. Good top laner. Very good top laner. Now, let's go ahead and see what else can we do. Kindred is going to be very disappointed that that crab is gone. Knowing that they went upside, we can perhaps try another dive. But again, the ults are available. TP is committed. Seraphine does ult flash, doesn't go through, still charmed Karthus. Now he will run away. REK'SAI kind of shadowing. Kindred is in the mid lane, that's what I was trying to get to. Facing a Graves, forced to ult down 2 levels. I don't know about this one, Chief. Oh! I love it when it happens. You know, those close fights, you don't know, and then exquisite flash of the ultimate, knowing that it's coming through, dodges it up, and obviously knows the REK'SAI showing up. Oh, hello, this is a Mark. What does REK'SAI want to say about this one? Level 9 now on the Kindred. Kind of disappeared and then showed up big time with the equal and opposite. REK'SAI wasted a lot of time trying to gank other lanes. The scanner here, very, very good, and almost gets out with the Herald Recall. Might have been better to kind of get to this, hippity-hoppy to do this, and give yourself a bit of time, because REK'SAI wouldn't have been able to see the Tremor Sense all the way with the tick not going that frequently anymore. In the meantime, Enchanter groupie bot lane. We'll take our red, realize that's up. Marked again. Clear off the Raptor Pit, that's it. Get our KFC, see a ward, clean it off, and now you can actually just go straight into counter jungling. If you're confident you can still win with Prowler's Claw, you can. And you might anticipate Kindred tries something else, but at this point, yeah, there we go. You assume bottom lane. You assume looking for Dragon. So what you do is you kind of say, look, 3 tower plates down on the mid lane, Prowler's Claw into knockup on the Karma, and that is a dead mid laner. Now we know Kindred's on the bottom side with no camps on the top side. Shows up here, gonna absolutely obliterate this tower. So this actually works out quite well for the Kindred. REK'SAI not really thinking about that, but not much we can do anyway. Kindred doesn't have R, saw the REK'SAI, disrespected said REK'SAI, and now dies at the hands of REK'SAI. So, the name Mwok Mwok is the sound of that decision. It's onomatopoeia. It really is. It's beautifully done. Now, from that into objective. Kill conversion ratio, my friends. Now we really need to push. We're 4-0-3. Okay, so we have 70% KP. We're going to keep that throughout the rest of the game. Do we need to engage in this? Yeah, we'll go in. Why not? A little bit of protection. Nice flash knockup into the body block there. Beautifully done. Graves gets a double kill. Now you want to disengage as fast as you can. Really move. We've got a tunnel system. Networking. Very good. And Karthus is just saying, I exist until I kill everyone with 1 R press. Hit that just to see. Karthus, very good back. Does he get out? Oh. Sometimes by wasting time moving to a bush, you compromise. Yes, we like that one. I mean, you got to track the support and the back timers of everyone. It's a very aggressive move, but it's still a REK'SAI, and now Edge of Night REK'SAI. Yeah. Anyway, so sometimes when you make this play, it's best just to go back on the spot, because any seconds you waste moving might get you killed in the end. Yeah. So you just want to make sure you back in space. And they might normally assume you go here. They'll split up, and you get out just in time. So it's a good practice to kind of do when you know that you're going to be collapsed upon. And then the Kindred, of course, making a Mwok move again. And RKLCKP251, probably an AI name, because that was clinical on the kill on the Kindred. Walking the wrong way around the wall there, Mr. Tree. That is not the direction you want to walk. That is absolutely horrific pathing. Seeing the numbers advantage, you got to go the long way around, I'm afraid. I know what he was looking for, but, you know, he didn't find it. He's much like the Stormtroopers from episode 4. He did not find what he was looking for. Now we have Karthus and Graves shoving the mid lane and then pushing down. That's exactly what we want to do. Can we trap something here? Monkey top lane. Let's have a look. Tremor Sense. Do like doing this. Ooh, there we go. I do like doing this a lot. This bush with control ward, when they don't see you get into it, and you kind of delay 30 seconds and just wait for them to kind of regain control of the jungle, or try to. That's when you hops them, and that's when you go mid lane, and then you hops another tower, and how to explain what that means? You just kill stuff. There you go. I'm not even going to get into it. South African verbiage. Kindred goes and hits the E for the slow there, then Q's in for some peculiar reason. Now forced to flash out from the Rakan, is being chased down by the REK'SAI. That Seraphine ult hits nada. Ooh, that is unlucky. That is very, you know, I mean, oof, unlucky. you kind of want to hold that R as soon as possible, but it's really on the Kindred to play it. We're going to try and snack this here Herald while REK'SAI is dead, but they have a lot of sustain and shieldings. I don't know if this is really something... You know, I'm kind of nervous about my team here. This is where you kind of see if what your team's made of. Are they going to disengage like they should, or are they going to try and take the fight? And if they do take the fight, do they lose like you expect? Or do they win and then you go, okay, we got a free game? Unfortunately, in this case, no. Nope. So, apart from that death, which I don't think is really an issue, because it was just well played by Kindred and you know it's going to happen at some point, we now, instead of going back out and looking, this is what happens a lot in coaching too. People kind of go moving now, deep into the map. Your whole team's dead, they're resetting, they need to spend gold. There's no real reason for you to do that. So just farm your camps in the meantime, wait for something to happen, wait for something to overcommit. We know Kindred has no ult. So this is a very greedy play by the Kindred again, just using it. Most Heralds, like, why would, if you just took this now and you've got a timer, why would you waste it here? Like, you're busting up with the map, sure. You do have bounties, sure. But I really like to use that second Herald for like a really good push with my team, you know what I mean? And we just won a team fight from Kindred's perspective. So maybe there's something we can do. The monkey goes and kills the ephemeral being known as Karthus. Now moves on down. We have here the ult from the tree man really launching into it. Okay, that monkey's never moving again. Literally never. Even if he survived for another 5 seconds, he wasn't going to move. Between Maokai and Rakan, not going to happen. Now, this is pushing in very nicely. We have here Graves handling this. Someone was overcommitting here, so I'm going to cut through the jungle. Get some deep Alvision. Janna should not be there. Supports, please understand these things. We saw this. We understand this. Use your heads. Or don't. I'll enjoy the free win. As will all of you savants who watch this video. Like this. All of you will enjoy LP when the enemy do these things and does these things. Dragon is up, but again, no real stress, right? Because it's you do want to deny the bounty, but if the enemy team can kind of get through you, kill you, take the bounty, and go back to base, I don't know. With this lead, it should not happen at all. I mean, 5k doesn't feel like a lot, but when you realize you've got, you know, Karthus and a Maokai for Peel, and Graves is pretty damn good as well. And yeah, they have Kindred and Wukong, but that's really it, you know? And Wukong, while he does a lot of damage, isn't quite the same as an actual ADC. So they are missing damage on the left side there, and we are not. And REK'SAI can do a whole bunch of things now. So 917. After the dragon, we're going to clear up the blue side here. We do have here 2-4 in pocket. This is where staying out is a bit of an issue, because in a closer game, now you don't get to base, because your whole team is based and they're back on the field. If you base now, your disparate back timer might cause your team to take a fight that's not very good. They die because you're in base, and they're not going to wait for you. So here, if you have gold for itemization or something, it's better to recall after the dragon, rejoin your team, or at least recall after the blue side, which still isn't perfect, but it would allow you right now to join your team with huge itemization spike, yeah? So, especially if you're going for a Death's Dance and a Morph Mortius against these kinds of comps, can be really useful as REK'SAI. And obviously a GA is good as well, but fortunately, our lead is sufficient enough that we are going to snack a Baron after shoving Deep in Misery, which I'm sure he is after this game, out of the lane. We can speed this up. Contests. Yes. They're contesting, just finish it, burn it down. Okay, that's excellent zone by the Maokai there. You can get low, all right? We're gonna lose someone. The most important thing here is that you guys try and keep the Baron. So those Barons I think are okay, you know, in general. Definitely close, but I usually like to take them and get out. I don't really, you know, if we're really far ahead, we'll win the fight too, but ideally you just want to win it and get out. Like, no one else should be dying here. Everyone else on their team should be gone, because we can handle 2 deaths. But if we start losing more and more, it can become a bit of an issue. Okay, here we go. Re-engage by the Rakan. Graves is able to do a lot of stuff. It's still alive, and now REK'SAI is just going to smite the Seraphine to get her out of here. We do have a Flash Paralysis Claw, knock up extra deaths with the swipies, and that's it. Great cleanup by the team. No one else should have died, but that was just a good mechanical turn by everyone involved. If you don't trust your team to do that, it's best just to yeet out. Like, everyone, if no one can really turn, leave. But in Challenger, people know exactly how to turn those fights. They really, really do. And that's the biggest thing between low elo and high elo in terms of mechanics, is you have no idea the power you have around your cooldowns and your damage. So typically you run and you die instead of just saying, now they were overcommitting, which can happen. You know, if they didn't chase you, we just get out, but they did chase us into a chokehold versus Rakan and a Graves with a REK'SAI flanking. They're gonna die. Take their stuff. They don't deserve it anymore. And back to base. Now we have here Death's Dance activated, and again, Stopwatch is huge. Stopwatch is huge in this case, because with their team comp, a bit of randomness can happen with healings and ults and so on. And you want that stopwatch just to keep yourself alive. You don't need more damage, you know what I mean? Again, setting a trap here is very, very good. Karthus is a little bit too deep, but it doesn't really matter because Smokescreen is a disgusting ability. They're able to get 2 kills. They're beautifully done without the REK'SAI, actually. I mean, the REK'SAI could have gone back to base as well. But in this kind of game, I think it's usually, you know, a bit of results based here. But typically I would, if I have enough gold for an item plus stopwatch, I won't stay for more cloth armor, right? But in this case, just takes us over the edge. We take the blue stuff, we go back to base. Our team does a good job, but in low elo, remember, your team won't be able to be this swish with their mechanics and their decision making. They might try and make this play and just die. So try and always be with your team in these phases. Challenge is a little bit different, but there you go. An exquisite game from the REK'SAI jungle. Okay by the Kindred at moments, really Mok in other moments. And yeah, an excellent game. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please do like, share, and comment if you did. New video on the main channel as well. And as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.